All right. Good morning to everyone. That was just a tester for the cameras. Now I'm going to give the real good morning, and then I want to hear about the real good morning. Good morning to everyone. Good morning. That is so much better. We are going to start now, and I want to invite Excellence Nisbet to join us as we do the national anthem of our St. Kitts and Nevis. Excellent.
O land of beauty, our country, where peace abound, thy children stand free, on the strength of will and love. With God in all our struggles, St. Kitts and Nevis be, our nation bound together, with a common destiny, as tall as we stand, for justice and liberty, with wisdom and truth, we will serve and honor thee. No sword, no spear can conquer, for God will sure defend. His blessings shall forever to posterity extend.
Thank you very much, Excellence. My name is Val Henry, and I'm privileged to have the opportunity to chair this morning's important media launch of the 2024 edition of the Bank of Nevis Limited Nevis High School Championship, scheduled to take place this weekend on the 9th and the 10th of March at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. I want to give a special welcome to the Honorable Minister of Sport, Honorable Troy Liebert, and also a special welcome to the CEO acting of the title sponsor, the Bank of Nevis, Mr. Denrick Liebert, along with his colleague Siobhan, who has also joined us, Williams, who has also joined us. We also have with us the Director of Sport, Mr. Jameer Claxton, and I want to give a special welcome to the patrons of this year's championship, and it is a good initiative to always remember those who would have blazed the track and the trails of the past, and to give them some honor in recognition and involvement. So I want to recognize Sarissa Rollins and Lorenzo Jeffers, the patrons for this year's championship. Let's show them some warmth. Yes. And I know there might be those who are viewing this here because this weekend, as has been the case in the past, is a very competitive weekend, and emotions get high. So some of you would be able to connect Sarissa and Lorenzo to a particular school. But as you know, or should know, every year the patrons are rotated. So next year it would be representatives from the GSS, as it was the case last year. So for those who may get a little too excited about that. Today is important because it formally signals the weekend's activities at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. It signals the start of competition between two great schools that have been competing against each other for decades. But it also is representative of the type of competition that we are very much aware of. between the top athletes of GSS, the Gingerland Secondary School, and the Charlestown Secondary School. Both are intending to come out this weekend with different types, but I'm advised that the boat will be coming out roaring. And I guess it is a combination of the roar and the speed, the height, and the distance in terms of the competition that is going to determine the eventual winner of the competition. Now, I also at the start want to pay a special tribute to the Bank of Nevis, which is the title sponsor for this year's competition, and they have been around with the competition for a number of years. So let's, nice and cold in here, but let's bring some warmth to the room by showing our appreciation to the Bank of Nevis. Now, we promise you we're not going to keep you tied up here with us for too long, but I now want to begin the proceedings so that we can also continue the rest of the activities that we have. The participating teams, as mentioned, for this year, the Gingerland Secondary School and Charlestown Secondary School have great athletes. But sometimes your greatness is only displayed when you have competition. No amount of training can make you a great athlete. You have to have competition. And it is one thing that Nevis this year has been blessed with. 2024 should be a record year. There have been many competitions this year, record. It may not happen in the same numbers in coming years, but this has been a record number of competitions at different levels, junior and also the youth levels that have been taking place at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. So competition is important, but what really makes the competition more exciting is the spectators. So I want to issue a special call to the people of St. Kitts to come over and support the athletes in this Nevis High School Championship as well, because we all love track and field. But in particular, from throughout the island of Nevis, we want folks to come out to celebrate, to support, to shout, and to encourage the athletes. Because it is that wind in your voice and your shout and the noise that you make that is going to deliver the records and the great performances that we need this weekend. And if you're missing the point, the better this weekend is with performances, the better your Nevis teams would be by the following week. I think you should be able to follow me. I'm not going to go down that road. We're here today about this event. So come out and support this weekend throughout Nevis and make sure the athletes are feeling good of that. Now let me invite to make some remarks the representative from the Bank of Nevis Limited, the acting CEO, Mr. Denrick Liebert, to make some remarks.
Thank you, Chairman Val. A pleasant good morning to one and all. All protocols established. But I think that it's important that I recognize the Honorable Minister, a very personal friend of mine, Charles Liebert, for being here. And family, of course, I'm reminded, yes. I also want to recognize the patrons, Sirisa, a very good friend of mine, Sirisa and Lorenzo. And I also want to recognize Chevon Williams, our acting branch manager here in Nevis, and Joyan, one of his staff. So I want to recognize them as well. And all the persons are here. Jamir, another personal friend of mine, so I have lots of friends here. And so that is why we have such a symbiotic relationship. I want to start by congratulating all the athletes participating in this year's Bank of Nevis Limited Inter-High School Championship. This weekend promises not only excitement, but also fierce competition between two powerhouse teams. I'm sure you would recognize that Mr. Henry alluded to that. For athletes to excel, they require support from stakeholders. At the Bank of Nevis Limited, we don't just see ourselves as stakeholders. We view ourselves as strategic partners, and that is very important. That's why we are proud to continue our sponsorship of this championship for the 2024 edition. I can tell you, we'll be here for a long time. Since 2018, we've been working closely with the Ministries of Education and Sports to promote track and field across the island, especially within the high schools. This year, we've contributed $20,000 to help cover event expenses. Yes, let's hear it. And this aligns with our motto of improving the quality of life. Investing in youth, sports, and education is crucial to enhancing the quality of life for every Nevisian. By celebrating our talented young athletes, we are not only honoring our sporting heritage, but also providing opportunities for scholarships and future careers. This sponsorship serves as seed money for investing in our island's future. You are our island's future. I encourage everyone to join us this Saturday and Sunday at the Nevis Athletic Stadium to witness the intense competition between Gingerland Secondary School, Panthers, and Charlestown Secondary School, Lions. While I can't predict the outcome, I am confident that the audience will be impressed by the talent on display. May the best team emerge victorious. Thank you.
Just to show you how large the 20,000 is, we couldn't get it fitted on a little check, this size. So we had to go to a bigger check to lift it up. So we're going to ask the CEO acting of the Bank of Nevis to make the presentation to the Minister of Sport. But before he do that, we have to authenticate the check. So I'm going to ask the CEO to sign the check so that it becomes a real check. And now he presents it to the Minister of Sport, Honorable Troy Liebert. Let's get that. Thank you very much. We now invite the Honorable Troy Liebert to make his remarks.
Thank you very much, Chairman Mr. Henry. A pleasant good morning to all who have come here and all who are following on the live. Today is indeed a wonderful, wonderful morning. It's a good day for sport. It's a good day for partnership. Let me, of course, recognize the acting CEO of the Bank of Nevis, my good family and very, very good friend, Mr. Denrick Liebert, who has known me since I was a little boy, and he was much bigger than me, of course. Also, let me recognize the Director of Sports, Mr. Jamie Claxton, who is also at the head table, and all those who have come to represent both the Charlestown Secondary School and the Gingerland Secondary School, and of course the folks from the Ministry of Education and also sports who are here this morning. It is indeed a really, really good morning, and I'm always happy to be associated with anything at all to do with sports and anything to do with track and field. Of course, this particular Bank of Nevis Inter-High Sports, I think is something that is really good for Nevis. I myself, I don't look like it now, but I've represented both Gingerland and Charlestown Secondary School at some point in track and field. So that's way back when I could. I can't do it now. I forgot to mention our patrons. And how could I overlook our patrons, both of whom I have known for many, many years, Mr. Lorenzo Jeffers and Sarisa Rollins, both of whom are very deserving of the honor. They were excellent athletes back in their day. I don't think they could run now. I have to add that just for a little bit of humor, of course, but they were excellent athletes back in the day. And of course, we have some excellent athletes in front of us now who are going to be representing their schools. Let me say a very heartfelt thank you to the Bank of Nevis. The Bank of Nevis is our bank. It's not just named the Bank of Nevis, but it is our bank. It was started by Nevisians, now we can say way back in the day, but it started from very, very humble beginnings, and it has now risen to be a powerhouse bank within the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And we want to thank them for coming on board to ensure that we can have this sporting activity between our two schools in Nevis. To give a bit of background on, the reason why we're having this. Of course, it is to promote excellence in sports here on Nevis, but it was also a way for us to raise some funds for our schools to participate in the broader federal inter-high. So over the years, we have done that. All of the money that is collected from this sport meet would normally go back to the schools so that they could participate in the inter-high. It takes a lot of money for these schools to participate in sports. They have to buy uniforms. In some cases, they have to assist with shoes. They need to provide food and all these type of things for our athletes. And so it takes quite a bit of money to do that. And so I'm very, very happy that the Bank of Nevis, that they have come forward. They have been with us since 2018. And you heard the general manager say that it is an investment. It is an investment in the children of Nevis. It's an investment in our students and our athletes. And it is an investment in the future of Nevis. And we can't understate how significant an investment it is for the bank to come forward year after year to give us this, what I would call a large, tangible donation. And so we want to thank the Bank of Nevis. And so when we're at the sports meet this coming weekend, I want us all to remember the Bank of Nevis. And when you have your banking to do, please remember the Bank of Nevis. I want to give them a good endorsement because they have contributed. And when people contribute, we should really appreciate them and thank them. So students, all who are watching, I want everybody to go out and do their very best this weekend. Of course, for me, sports is not so much about the schools winning or the schools losing. It is more for me developing the talent so that, who knows, one of these days we might have one of you students who will be performing this weekend go out and perform on an international stage. For me, that is what I'm looking for in sports. So do your very best, train hard, run well. If you don't win this time, bounce back and come back the next time, and let's see where we can go in the future. Thanks to good partners like the Bank of Nevis, hopefully we can make it very, very far. So thanks again to Bank of Nevis, and we want everybody to have a wonderful meet this weekend. Thank you.
And now we are going to reciprocate And the Ministry of Sport, through the minister, is going to make a presentation of a little token to the CEO of the Bank of Nevis. Thank you. Now I'm going to tell you a little secret. I'm back in both schools this weekend. It's only this morning when I got here I realized the kind of color of shirt I'm wearing. So let me make that very clear. I'm back in both schools, all right? In another life, just a few years ago, I was president of the SKN Athletics, the Athletic Association. And secretly, me and one of the selectors for the national team, we used to come over here and go to your sports days because we wanted to scout and see what talent, not only what talent was coming down for the national competition, but we wanted, when the teams arrived, we know who we are looking for. Okay, so me and my colleague, we used to do that very quietly and attend your sports days to scout and to see what you have here, both at the Willits Park and at the stadium, to see the top athletes. So if we knew, by the time you reach St. Kitts, we knew what names to look for and what events, etc., etc. I'm sure your coaches for your various schools do that amongst themselves as well. Now, we're in the spirit of giving. We've had a big check given to the sports. Sports has given a beautiful token, and we have something else that we want to give as well. So I'm going to ask the Director of Sport, Jamir, to join me as we give back to you, the fans, the public. So we're going to give away 3 tickets for this weekend. And I'm going to ask Jamir to ruffle up that bowl there because there was a competition and people had to submit. And so we're now going to determine who the winners were. So the first winner that we have is Vincia Hendrickson. So let's give some Vincia Hendrickson. And you'll have to contact, if you have won, you would have to contact the Department of Sports to get your complimentary ticket. Now the next one is Kimberly Nisbet. Kimberly Nisbet. I can tell roughly the ages of these people by the names, eh? So you see how easy it was for the Vincia Hendrickson? Because, that's kind of my era. Let's see for this next one. Oh, Onisha Hunt is our third winner. So we invite you, let them know specifically, Jamir, where to come for the tickets, because I know they're all going to be trying to make sure to pick them up.
Okay, so you can collect your complimentary tickets at the Ministry of Education, located at Marion Heights, anytime between 8 and 4 p.m. on Friday. Thank you.
All right. So congratulations again to those winners. All right. Okay, so we're now going to go into an overview of the championship. So I want to invite our colleague to make that presentation, providing an overview of this weekend's activities.
A pleasant morning to everyone, and especially to you, the online viewers. So this weekend, March 9th and 10th, we would see the Bank of Nevis Inter-High School Championship. This takes place at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. On both days, the meet begins at 12 p.m. sharp. Our patrons this year comes from Charlton Secondary School, Mr. Lorenzo Jeffers and Miss Sirissa Rollins. So what exactly take place on these days? On Sunday, let's start with Saturday. On Saturday, we should see field events, javelin, high jump, and shot put, as well as some long jump. And we would also see 800 meter, 200 meter, and the ever exciting 4x100 meter. On day 2, we are also going to see some field events, javelin, high jump, shot put, as well as some hurdles, 80-meter hurdles and 60-meter hurdles. Then we go into some 400-meter, 1,500-meter, 1,200-meter, and the exciting 100 meters. So come on out on Saturday and Sunday to experience the CSS Lions and the GSS Panthers. At this point, if you would like to purchase your tickets, tickets can be purchased at the Department of Education, Marion Heights, as well as the Department of Sports. Adult tickets, $20 each day. And the schools. Tickets can be purchased at the schools as well. Adult tickets for one day, $20. If you want to purchase for both days, you get them for $30. Children tickets, $10 each day. In-venue parking, $40 one day. And if you wish to purchase for both days, you get them for $60. So come on out and witness the CSS Lions come up against the GSS Panthers. Thank you.
Now, let me encourage you, those of you who may be viewing the stream, to take advantage of the offer, the savings that you'll get on the tickets, but also to be smart and purchase the parking as well. I don't have to tell you what it is like trying to find parking. So take advantage of it as best as you possibly could. And again, as I said at the start, I want to invite everyone in Nevis, to come on out. Not only those who see GSS and CSS as their alma mater, but everyone to come out this weekend, the 9th and the 10th of the best month in the year, and celebrate, I had to squeeze that one in, and celebrate our athletes as they vie in competition. I want you to roar. I want you to roar and roar for both GSS, the Panthers, and the CSS, the Lions. And when your throat gets a little dry, we don't want you to go to the medics, so you sip a little Nevis spring water as well. And you try your best as possible to stay hydrated. Now, that last point is very serious. Stay hydrated, because sometimes the sun comes up in its glorious forms. Now, let me invite up to the top first our patrons to join the team up front for a nice little photo op, so that it is banked in the memory of everyone in terms of this year's competition. So please come up front. Just the patrons. Just the patrons first. Yes. Yeah. Just the patrons first. Yeah. Yeah.
Come in the middle.
Now go in the middle of the minister and yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Everybody? So,
Better? Good?
good.
So this weekend, 9th and 10th, Nevis Athletic Stadium, 12 noon, thereabout, each day. Make sure you're early. Pick up your tickets as quickly as possible. You can also get your tickets at the two high schools, at GSS and CSS, and ensure that you are part of the excitement that will be this weekend's championship. Okay.
Team, Nikki, team come, team. Yeah, no, it's cool.
Okay, some of the faces you're seeing here who just joined us are the key organizers of the event, and we honor their involvement as well. All right, thank you. And now we're going to invite the athletes up. No, we're going to take them school by school first. Yes. It'll be, should we get a picture? So.
Behind the table.
Excellence come.
What you could see between? What you could see between?
Forward, 3, 2, 1 move.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Yes. Come on, put some energy in this. Let's go. Energy, energy, energy. You understand?
Everybody, big smile, happy faces. 3, 2. Can't see us. Okay, thank you. Let's go.
Okay, thank you. And now we're going to just have the two schools. So GSS stay, Charlestown, just show athletes now. Yeah. Derek, do me a favor. Could you stay in the middle of them? Okay. Thank you. I feel safer that way. Okay, come down a bit. Come down a bit.
Come on, the end of it. Angle? Yeah, angle for the angle for.
The CEO of the Bank of Nevis, the Director of Sport, and all other officials who join us today for the media launch of the Bank of Nevis High School Championship. Thank you very much, and we'll see you this weekend at Nevis Athletic Stadium. Thank you.